You've spent time, money, and energy on your hair, and somehow it still feels like it's working against you instead of for you. If you've ever looked in the mirror and felt like your hairstyle is adding years instead of erasing them, this is exactly where you need to be right now. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and youth-boosting fixes for mature women, so you get simple, proven transformations that work instantly. Today we're perfecting your hairstyle, and by part 3, you'll want to pause this video, walk to your mirror, and take a real look. I mean it. We're covering 5 hairstyles that are quietly aging you, and the modern replacements that will make people ask what changed. And the very first one? It's the most common style I see on women over 50. Let's go. Part 1, the helmet perm. Have you ever looked at a photo from a few years ago and thought, why did I ever think that worked? Because here is what nobody says out loud. The stiff, uniform perm curl that sits like a dome around your face is one of the fastest ways to add a decade to your appearance. And most women wearing it have no idea it is doing that. This is the one that made a close friend of mine go completely silent when I showed her a side-by-side comparison. The helmet perm became popular in a specific era, and that is exactly the problem. It reads as dated the moment someone sees it, and dated reads as old. The tight, uniform curl flattens your features, compresses the space around your face, and removes all the softness that makes mature skin glow. It sits away from the face instead of framing it, which is the opposite of what your bone structure actually needs. Here is why this ages you so specifically. The rigidity of the curl creates a hard visual edge around your face. Hard edges on soft, mature skin create contrast, and not the kind you want. Your skin has beautiful, natural softness. Your hair should mirror that, not fight it. What to swap? If you love curl and texture, swap the tight uniform perm for soft, loose wave texture, or a body wave that moves naturally. The difference between a helmet and a halo is simply the size and softness of the curl. Your maintenance tip here is simple. Ask your stylist to use a larger rod size and a gentler formula if you still want wave without the stiffness. Stop treating your curl like a helmet. Start treating it like a frame. The curl is not the enemy. The tightness is. And the moment you loosen it, your whole face opens up. This is the one most women don't act on fast enough, and every month they wait, the style keeps working against those beautiful eyes and that natural elegance they already have. Yes, that's simple. If you think the helmet perm is the only retro style that is aging you, wait until you see what part 2 reveals, because this next one is sitting in bathrooms across the country right now, and almost nobody is talking about it. Part 2, the blunt jaw-length bob with no layering. You spent time getting this cut. You followed the trend. And yet every time you see yourself in photos, something about it feels heavier than it should. Here is the truth about the blunt jaw-length bob on women over 50, and I say this as someone who genuinely wants you to look stunning. It is doing the opposite of what you think it is doing. A blunt cut with no layering at the jaw carries visual weight directly at the widest point of your lower face. On mature skin, where the jaw naturally softens and the cheeks begin to shift, placing a heavy horizontal line right there draws every eye downward. Down is the opposite of where you want attention going. There is one technique that completely changes how your entire face reads in a room, and your stylist can do it in the same appointment you are already booking. Layers. Specifically, soft face framing layers that start at the cheekbone and angle gently downward. This one shift pulls the eye upward, lifts the cheekbone visually, and creates movement where a blunt cut creates stillness. Movement equals youth. Stillness equals age. What to swap? If you are wearing a blunt jaw-length bob right now, swap it for a layered lob, a longer bob that falls just below the collarbone with soft internal layers and a face-framing front piece. The length takes weight away from the jaw, and the layers replace the heaviness with softness. Honestly, the layered lob is the one I wish someone had handed me a photo of 20 years ago. Your maintenance tip. Ask your stylist to point cut the ends every 8 weeks to keep the softness alive. Blunt trims will take you right back to where you started. This one is everything. The moment you add movement to your cut, your bone structure does something remarkable. It reemerges. And that is not a small thing. Coming up in part 3, we are talking about a color decision that millions of women over 50 are making right now. And it is quietly one of the most aging things I have ever seen up close. You are not going to want to miss it. Part 3. Flat iron poker straight hair with no volume. Most women who do this think they are achieving polish. What they are actually achieving is the one look that makes mature skin appear more tired than anything else in this list. Flat, poker straight hair with no volume does something very specific to the face after 50. It pulls everything downward. Without lift at the root, without any sense of fullness, the hair creates a weight that the face has to carry alone. And at this stage of life, the face is already working hard enough. There is something specific happening at the crown when you eliminate volume entirely. And once you see it, you will not be able to unsee it. When hair lies flat, the crown disappears. And when the crown disappears, the face appears wider, heavier, and more drawn than it actually is. Volume at the crown creates vertical height. And vertical height is the single fastest optical correction you can make without touching a single product on your face. What to swap? If you are reaching for the flat iron every morning, swap that routine for a round brush blow dry that lifts the root and builds softness at the crown. You do not need enormous volume. You need intentional lift, just enough to give the face a frame that pulls upward instead of pulling down. This is the one that made a woman in my community message me after she tried it once. She said 3 people stopped her that same day to ask if she had done something different. She had. She had just added lift. Maintenance tip. Use a lightweight volumizing mousse at the root before blow drying. Apply it only at the root, not through the lengths, and you will hold the lift without the crunch. You needed to hear this. Your hair is not the problem. The direction it is traveling is the problem. Send it up, and everything around it follows. Do not go anywhere, because part 4 is about a cut that is beloved by so many women over 50, and I am about to show you exactly why it is working against your most beautiful features right now. Part 4. The mushroom cut. Bold statement coming, and I say this with complete warmth and zero judgment. The mushroom cut is one of the most unflattering hairstyles a woman over 50 can wear. There. I said it. You may have been told it is low maintenance. You may have been told it is practical. Both of those things can be true. And it can still be aging you in ways that no amount of skincare can fix. Here is the specific reason this cut ages you. The mushroom shape, that rounded dome with the thick fringe and curved sides, creates a heavy horizontal mass that sits directly on top of your features. It covers your forehead, reduces visible face shape, and compresses everything the eye would naturally read as youthful. Your brow bone, the lift of your eyes, the elegant line from your temple to your jaw. Honestly, when I see this cut, I genuinely ache a little, because the woman underneath it almost always has extraordinary bone structure that the cut is completely hiding. There is one adjustment that takes 7 minutes in a stylist chair, and undoes most of the visual damage instantly. Opening the forehead. What to swap? If you love a short style, swap the mushroom for a textured pixie or a short layered cut that sits off the forehead. Ask your stylist to open the top and add texture through the crown instead of rounding it down. The moment your forehead is visible, your eyes lift, your face lengthens, and every feature you have worked to care for becomes visible again. Maintenance tip. Textured short cuts need a small amount of lightweight pomade or texturizing cream worked through the ends to keep them from settling flat and reverting toward the mushroom shape between cuts. This is the one that changes a face entirely, and it takes a single appointment to see it. What waits in part 5 is the style I see most often on women who feel invisible. And the modern replacement is so much more elegant, so much more you, that you will wonder how you ever settled for what you had before. Part 5. Long flat lifeless hair with no shape. Here is the one nobody wants to talk about, because long hair feels like freedom, and I completely understand that. But long, flat, unshaped hair without any structure is one of the most quietly aging styles a woman over 50 can wear. And it is happening every day to women who deserve so much better from their hair. The belief behind this style is that long hair equals youth. And in a different era, that was true. After 50, the relationship between your hair and your face changes, and the rules shift with it. When hair loses density, which it naturally does after 50, length without shape creates the appearance of thinning. The hair hangs in strips instead of moving as a full, lush mass. And instead of reading as feminine and beautiful, it reads as tired. And tired reads as old. There is one thing your long hair is missing that costs nothing to add and takes your colorist about 4 minutes to discuss. Soft strategic graduation. That means a gentle internal layer structure that removes weight from the length without removing length itself. It creates movement. It creates the illusion of density. And it makes your hair behave like the lush, full version of itself, even if the density has changed over the years. What to swap? If your long hair is currently one length with no layering, swap that for a long layered cut with soft face framing pieces that start at the cheekbone. Keep the length if you love it, just give it shape. Maintenance tip. Long layered hair on mature women benefits from a silk pillowcase and a leave-in conditioning mist. Both protect the ends from breakage that makes hair look thin and ragged over time. Yes, that's simple. This is the part that made someone close to me tear up a little, because she had been wearing her hair the same way for 15 years and had forgotten that her hair was capable of this much life. Your hair has not given up. It has just been waiting for you to give it the right shape to work with. You just learned 5 hairstyles that most women spend years wearing without realizing what they are costing them. And the modern replacements that bring back everything those styles were quietly taking away. You didn't just watch a video. You changed how you look the next time you walk into that salon chair. Your bone structure was always this striking. Your eyes were always this beautiful. Your hair just needed a shape that finally lets all of that show. Tell me in the comments, which of these 5 hairstyles were you wearing without knowing it was aging you? I read every single one. Next time, we are covering the one accessory mistake that adds 10 years overnight, and the elegant swap that fixes it instantly. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I will see you in the next one.